Ladies and gentlemen, a very good day to you. My name is Raghu Raman and I work for the Reliance Industries Limited. Being a former army officer, very often I'm asked by aspiring students who want to join the Indian Armed Forces about some of the tips that might help them clear the Services Selection Board, commonly known as the SSB. As many of you might be aware, it is relatively easier to pass the written entrance exam, but extremely difficult to clear the SSB. Now, the reason for that is that the SSB is looking for qualities which are called the officer-like qualities. These are qualities which are very unique and found very rarely amongst the aspiring candidates, and does not mean that people who don't have these qualities don't go on to become very great leaders, good leaders. Matter of fact, there are instances where many individuals who have not cleared the SSB have gone on to become world famous actors, world famous athletes and many other professions. So just because somebody does not clear the SSB does not mean that that individual is not a good leader. But what the army is looking for, or the armed forces are looking for, are slightly different. The qualities that they're looking for are leaders who are capable of operating under high stress, who are capable of taking life and death decisions in virtually split seconds. So we decided that since we have hundreds of former army officers, Air Force officers, naval officers, officers from the Coast Guard, BSF, and virtually every uniformed service working in RIL in various different capacities, we decided to create this series where each one of these officers will be able to share with you their personal tips, their personal anecdotes, their personal advice, which will help you in being able to bring out that potential during your SSB interviews. I'll start with mine first. Firstly, my first tip to you is that you should be yourself. It's good to undergo coaching, it is good to take advice from people, but don't try to impersonate, don't try to copy your role model that you have. It may be good to attend some of these coaching classes, but remember one thing, that the people, the officers who are the ones who are interviewing you, they have decades of experience behind. They can smell a coaching class in literally seconds, and if you try to put up a front, it'll count against you. So while you attend a coaching class, that's fine. Some of you might want to do that, but don't try to pretend to be somebody that you are not. The second is, the preparation for the SSB does not begin or end only with the SSB. These are skills that will stand you in good stead for the rest of your life. Whether you are joining the armed forces or not joining them, whether you're selected or not selected, these skills will be useful for you for the rest of your life. Whether it's skills of teamwork, whether it's skills of communication, whether it's skills of general awareness, general knowledge, and you can't really prepare for it in a few weeks' time. So my second tip to you is that you should be aware of world affairs in any case. You should be aware of national affairs in any case. Your general knowledge should be good in any case, not just for the SSB. And the best way to do that is to read a lot. Try and use every opportunity that you get to read, whether it's newspapers, it's magazines, it's political affairs, it's current affairs, it's world economics. Try and make yourself as aware as possible. Watch the right television programs, look at some of the deeper analysis which happens on debates. Make yourself aware of what is happening around you, and that will stand you in good stead, not just in the SSB, but for the rest of your career. My last tip would be that I know that many of the people who are watching this video or forwarding it will be sending it to people who they think, or who are people who are aspiring to join the armed forces. But many of the skills that will be imparted by proven leaders, each person who is going to be following me in this series are leaders who have been in the thick of it. There are several of them who are Gallantry Award winners. There are several who have taken part in operations where they have lost human lives. So many of these lessons have been learnt at the price of blood. These lessons will be useful whether or not you join the SSB. So I would urge you, or whether or not you appear for the SSB, whether you or not you join the army, I would urge you to pay very close attention to them. They will stand you in terms of knowledge, in terms of your experience. They will prove to be worth their weight in gold. And my last request to many of you who are watching this, even if you don't intend to join the armed forces, even if that is not your intent, even if you believe that other careers are more lucrative or something that you're passionate about, I would urge you to at least attempt the SSB once. Once you go to that environment, once you see that you are capable of clearing the SSB, you might change your mind about joining or not joining the army. Because if you have what maybe one or two people have in a batch of sometimes 50 to 100. If you have that real quality, then perhaps that quality is best leveraged in the armed forces. And you of course have a choice that after about 10 years of service, if you believe that you want to leverage that skills and potentials in the civvy street and come back to the civilian world, you can do that at any point of time. But it's only at this window of your life that you will get an opportunity to join what is arguably one of the best training establishments in the world, the Indian Armed Forces. All the very best, and I look forward to meeting some of you, hearing from some of you about this series. Please leave your comments on the link provided below and give us ideas and suggestions on how you would like this series to be made even better. Thank you very much, and once again, best of luck.